Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, haunted by memories of things you wish you had never done, or perhaps by the things you never did, the words you said in anger, the promise you broke, the mistake that cost you time, opportunities, or someone's trust? You replay them in your mind again and again like a broken record. And the more you think about them, the heavier the weight becomes, like a chain around your heart, keeping you from moving forward. We've all been there. Every single one of us. Because here's the truth. There's not a single person walking on this earth who hasn't made mistakes. But the difference between those who rise and those who stay stuck is whether they learn to forgive themselves. Forgiving yourself. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But in reality, it's one of the hardest things a human being can do. You see, we are often quick to forgive others. When a friend apologizes, we say, "It's okay, don't worry about it." But when it comes to our own mistakes, we become our harshest critics, our own relentless judges. We carry shame like a badge. We punish ourselves long after the world has forgotten. We lock ourselves inside a prison of guilt, and then we throw away the key. But here's what I need you to hear today. You are not your mistakes. Read that again. You are not your mistakes. Your past choices, your failures, your regrets, they do not define the totality of who you are. They are chapters in your story, yes, but they are not the ending. Think about this. If you define yourself by the worst thing you've ever done, then you'll never give yourself permission to grow. And if you can't grow, you'll stay stuck in the past, reliving the same pain over and over again. That's not living. That's surviving. And you deserve more than survival. You deserve freedom. Chuya Kamaz, I know what some of you are thinking, but I can't forgive myself. What I did was too bad. I hurt people. I failed. I let everyone down. Let me tell you something. Feeling shame doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're honorable, because only people with a conscience feel guilt. Only people with integrity feel regret. The very fact that you feel this pain shows that you care deeply, that you want to do better. That is not weakness. That is strength. I once heard the story of a man who believed his family would be better off without him. He had made mistakes, serious ones. He thought the pain of his absence would hurt them less than the pain of his failures. But what he didn't realize, is that his presence, even imperfect, mattered far more than his absence. His children didn't need him to be flawless. They just needed him to show up, to keep trying, to keep loving. And isn't that true for all of us? The people who love us don't need us to be perfect. They just need us to be present. But we can't truly be present if we are chained to yesterday. And that's why forgiving yourself is not optional. It's necessary. So how do you do it? How do you forgive yourself? First, you have to make peace with the fact that the past cannot be changed. No matter how many times you replay it, no matter how much you punish yourself, yesterday will not rewrite itself. But today is still yours. And so is tomorrow. Forgiving yourself is not about erasing the past. It's about reclaiming the present. It's about saying, yes, I made mistakes, but I am not that same person anymore. I have learned, I have grown, I will do better. Forgiveness is not letting yourself off the hook. It's not about ignoring what happened. It's about acknowledging it, learning from it, and then setting yourself free so you can live again. So let me ask you this. What's the one mistake you've been carrying for far too long? The one thing you replay over and over in your mind, as if punishing yourself will somehow make it right. Take a deep breath, right here, right now, and whisper these words: I forgive myself. Because until you learn to forgive yourself, you'll never be able to step fully into the life that's waiting for you. This is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll go deeper. We'll talk about practical steps you can take to release guilt, embrace growth, and turn your scars into strength. But for now, remember this: you are more than your past. You are worthy of forgiveness. And the time to set yourself free is now. In the first part, we talked about why forgiving yourself is essential, why you can't keep living chained to your past. Now let's move into the how. Because awareness without action is just wishful thinking. So today, I want to give you practical, powerful ways to start forgiving yourself. Steps you can take right now to release guilt, reclaim peace, and finally move forward. Step 1. Face the truth. Own your mistakes. The very first step is honesty. You cannot forgive what you refuse to face. Too often, we try to escape the shame by pretending it didn't happen, or by burying it so deep that we forget why we're even hurting. But forgiveness doesn't come from avoidance, it comes from courage. Write it down. Name it. Say to yourself, yes, I did this, I made that choice, it hurt me, it hurt others, but that's not where my story ends. Taking ownership doesn't mean drowning in shame. It means standing tall, admitting what happened, and saying, I'm ready to grow from this. Step 2. Separate the action from your identity. This one is critical. Too many people confuse what they did with who they are. Listen carefully. You are not the sum of your worst actions. You might have failed. You might have hurt someone. You might have wasted time or missed opportunities, but that doesn't make you unworthy. That doesn't mean you're broken beyond repair. There's a phrase I love: you are a person who made a mistake, not a mistake of a person. When you understand this, you stop saying, I'm terrible, and start saying, I did something terrible, but I'm learning from it. And that shift changes everything. Step 3. Learn the lesson. Don't repeat the punishment. Think about this. If you touch a hot stove once, it burns. That's pain. If you keep your hand on it, that's suffering. Your guilt works the same way. The moment you realize your mistake, that's the burn. But if you keep punishing yourself every day, replaying it endlessly, that's you keeping your hand on the stove. The smarter choice? Pull your hand back. Learn from the pain. Say, never again. That's growth. You don't need to keep reliving the same punishment. The lesson itself is enough. Step 4. Speak to yourself with compassion. Here's a powerful truth. Most of us speak to ourselves in ways we would never speak to another human being. Think about it. If your best friend came to you and said, I messed up, I feel awful, would you scream at them? Would you call them worthless? Would you tell them they'll never change? No, you would comfort them. You would say, it's okay, you're human, you can do better next time. So why don't we treat ourselves the same way? Forgiving yourself requires self-compassion. Look in the mirror and say, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of growth. I am not defined by this mistake. It feels strange at first, but over time, those words rewire your mind. They replace shame with strength. Step 5. Transform guilt into action. Here's the secret. Guilt can either destroy you or drive you. The choice is yours. Instead of letting guilt paralyze you, use it as fuel. Ask yourself, what can I do today to make things better? What action can I take to grow, to contribute, to serve? Maybe it's apologizing to someone you've hurt. Maybe it's committing to honesty moving forward. Maybe it's simply choosing to show up with more kindness in your daily life. The key is this: let the guilt push you forward, not hold you back. Remember, forgiveness is not about erasing responsibility. It's about transforming responsibility into purpose. Our step 6, release the past. Focus on the present. Let me say this clearly. You cannot change yesterday. No matter how many times you replay it, you can't rewrite it. But you can change today. And today is the only place where life actually happens. Every time you dwell on the past, you miss the gift of the present. So the next time those memories come back, don't fight them. Acknowledge them, then say, that was then. This is now. And right now, I choose peace. It's not about forgetting. It's about choosing not to let the past control your present. Step 7, believe in second chances. This might be the most powerful step of all. You must believe that redemption is possible. Think about it. The world is filled with people who failed, who made terrible mistakes, yet came back stronger. Athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, parents. Every one of them carries scars. But the reason we admire them is not because they were perfect, it's because they refused to let failure be their final chapter. And the same is true for you. You get to write your comeback story, but only if you choose to believe in it. Forgiving yourself is not weakness. It is not self-indulgence. It is one of the most courageous, powerful acts you can ever do. Because when you forgive yourself, you give yourself permission to live again, to try again, to love again, to dream again. And that is a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone who's waiting for the best version of you to show up. So here's your challenge today. Take one of these steps, just one. Write down your mistake. Separate it from your identity. Speak words of compassion to yourself. Take one action that moves you forward. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Forgiveness begins the moment you decide, I will no longer be chained to my past. I will live free. We've talked about why you must forgive yourself. We've explored the steps, the practical actions you can take today to begin the process. But here's the real challenge. Forgiving yourself once is not enough. Because life isn't going to stop testing you. Mistakes will keep happening. Failures will come. Regrets will rise again. So the real question is this: how do you turn forgiveness into a lifestyle? How do you live every day with the kind of grace, strength, and resilience that allows you to keep moving forward no matter what? One, practice daily self-reflection. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What can I learn and improve tomorrow? And here's the key. After you reflect, release it. Don't carry today's failures into tomorrow. Imagine how light your life would feel if every night you let go of guilt and every morning you woke up with a fresh start. 2. Surround yourself with the right voices. Sometimes it's not just our inner critic that holds us back. It's the people we allow around us. If you're constantly surrounded by people who remind you of your failures, who shame you, who never let you forget your mistakes, it becomes almost impossible to forgive yourself. But if you surround yourself with people who believe in growth, who encourage you, who remind you that you're more than your past, that changes everything. Remember, the voices around you will eventually become the voice inside you. So choose wisely. Auraker 3. Turn forgiveness into action. Here's the secret. Forgiveness is not just a thought. It's not just a feeling. It's a behavior. Every time you choose to get up after falling, you are practicing forgiveness. Every time you try again, even when you're afraid of failing, you are practicing forgiveness. Every time you choose love over shame, growth over regret, presence over dwelling in the past, you are living forgiveness. It's not something you say once, it's something you do again and again until it becomes who you are. 4. Create rituals of renewal. Human beings need reminders. That's why we celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, holidays. It's why we have traditions. They remind us of what matters. So create your own rituals of forgiveness. Maybe it's journaling once a week, writing down the things you're ready to release. Maybe it's meditation, visualizing yourself setting down the heavy weight of shame. Maybe it's prayer, handing your mistakes over to God and trusting in His mercy. Whatever it looks like for you, make forgiveness a rhythm, not an accident, but an intention. 5. Redefine failure. One of the biggest reasons we struggle to forgive ourselves is because we misunderstand failure. We think failure means we're worthless. We think it means we're not good enough. But in reality, failure is feedback. Thomas Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Every time you fall, you're discovering more about what doesn't work. And that brings you one step closer to what does. When you redefine failure, you stop seeing mistakes as proof that you're broken. Instead, you see them as the tuition you pay for wisdom. And once you see failure that way, forgiveness becomes natural. 6. Serve others as an act of healing. Here's something powerful. One of the best ways to forgive yourself is to give yourself. When you help someone else, when you pour into another life, when you use your pain to comfort another soul, you transform guilt into purpose. Maybe you mentor someone who's going through what you once went through. Maybe you share your story so others know they're not alone. Maybe you simply show up with more kindness, more compassion, more presence. In serving others, you heal yourself because you realize your past doesn't disqualify you, it equips you. Inexorable zuaktili your perseven nickers. Commit to the long game. Forgiveness is not a one-day project. It's not a quick fix. It's a lifelong commitment. Some days you'll feel completely free. Other days, the memories will come back and you'll feel the sting of shame again. That doesn't mean you've failed. It simply means you're human. On those days, remind yourself, forgiveness is a process. It's a journey. As long as you keep choosing it again and again, you are winning. So let me tell you this. Forgiving yourself isn't just about your past. It's about your future. Because every time you refuse to forgive yourself, you're stealing from the future version of you. The version that could be stronger, wiser, freer. But every time you choose forgiveness, you're giving that future self a chance. A chance to dream again, a chance to rise again, a chance to live fully. So here's my final message to you. Your mistakes are real. Your failures are real. Your regrets are real. But so is your potential. So is your resilience. So is your future. Forgive yourself, not once, not twice, but every single day. Make it your lifestyle. Make it your freedom. Make it your legacy. Because when you do, you'll discover something extraordinary. The most powerful version of you has always been waiting, just on the other side of forgiveness.